Welcome back to Gears Esports. You guys were probably here before these guys because this guy is late to everything. Look, I'm gonna apologize on behalf of everybody sitting in a chair like me right now, because Jacob, I see you sitting in the same chair as me. It's my fault. I was telling funny stories. It's my fault. All right. And you know what chair it is? It's that beautiful Gears Esports chair. Hold on. Where's that logo? Where's the logo? No, not my mic is. Yeah.
I would do that, but your camera autofocuses. Sometimes mine's just like, bro, farther away I get, I'm just more blurry. I can't seem to figure it out right now, so I'm not even.
I don't even know what an autofocus is. All right, that sounds like a Ford Focus that drives on its own. I don't know what this thing is in front of me.
I'm turning into you. You're talking about you're getting better with your technology. I feel like I'm getting worse with the technology. What are you doing? You're taking my energy.
I'm gonna take every single thing I can from you because you're perfect. You're a perfect human being. Much like Fury 1 wants to be perfect tonight against the Kansas City Pioneers, the squad of last Aimboot, Toxiq, and Ventry looking to try to get a big win.
Yeah, all last split. They were that squad that was honestly taking it two teams, catching a lot of our top competitors off guard. It's just unfortunate enough they came so close, just unable to close out those games. And honestly, Aimboot was a big factor in all of that action.
Yeah, Aimboot has done a fantastic job this entire time that he's been on the pro league scene of keeping teams off balance, and he's just aggressive at all times, and he hits shots. My man, you can be all aggressive as you want, but if you're not getting kills, if you're not putting people down,
true,
it don't mean nothing. But he's out here putting people in graves. It's like my man walks around with a shovel, just hitting them in the back of the head. Just get in that one. You get in that one. I'll put the dirt in later. Don't worry about it. I've dug them double wide and triple deep to make sure I can fit a few of you in there.
That's sometimes what you got to do, Colin. You got to be that grave digger. You got to be the guy that kind of digs all the graves and puts your opponents in it. And honestly, this is going to be a big task in front of them because they're going against the defending Gears Esports champions, the Kansas City Pioneers.
I mean, how else could you put it? There's no other way. Undisputed, in my opinion. Bronny joins the squad before last major. Everybody prematurely buries them, and they said, oh, by the way, give us another trophy. Get us another check. Find us another challenger, because ain't nobody got it yet. Hndles, Acells, and Xysho. Hndles and Acells, of course, the core 2. Xysho kind of becoming that core 3. Them boys have been putting everybody to task, and not a single team in a grand final has taken them the distance yet. If you go in that grand final and KCP got a map on you, I hope you had dinner reservations kind of late, because it's going to be a long series, but it ain't going to be quick, because they're going to make you pay for it each and every moment you in there. But let's find out what maps they don't want to be playing on. Oh, we're going to find out in a moment. All right, we're going to find out. I jumped a gun. All right, baby. It's right here, but I can't read. It's right there. I just can't read, baby. All right. I took your technological skill and I just became illiterate.
You took my eyesight too. It's probably a little bit too far away. I don't wear my glasses when I'm at home because I can see perfectly fine in the monitor right in front of me. That's why I can see these stats. Player to watch, Ventry, KDA. He's going to be sitting at a 1.85, over 10,000 damage per 10 minutes, and his kill participation 23.98%. So a lot of these stats to me, this screams like support player. This screams position facilitator, and that's exactly what you want to do sometimes that a lot of people don't want to do. That's that boring work.
Hey, look, you got to put your hands in the dirt sometimes and get them dirty in order to keep your team ahead of the game. And that's exactly what Ventry is trying to do. And thank God he said it, because I was not about to try to read again. I'm already illiterate, and if I'd have called something wrong again, it would have been chillerish and insubordinate. But right now, we got your map bans for all of you at home. Let's see where they don't want to play them all. And early in this one, I mean, that just seems like the Pioneers' standard bans for me. I mean, no Harbor, no Ephira, no Spire. They just don't like them maps. They just don't want to play them.
it's just a hard team to play against when it comes to the Kansas City Pioneers, because you look at both of the control maps that are banned away. First one being District. Guess what? They can run all over you on District, and they can run all over you on every other control map, specifically Regency. And that's why it's going to be hard when it comes to the controls to kind of go against them. That's why you got to specialize in execution. You got to specialize in escalation. So when it comes to Ephira and Checkout being banned away, that's not too surprising either. So that's why we're going to go over the maps that we're actually playing to see how it all shakes out.
Ritual and what? Oh, are we gonna get Ritual and Reactor? Yes, let's go, baby! I love Reactor. It's like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I just love that map, so I'm just always ecstatic to see it in the rotation. But what do you think of our 2 execution maps?
Honestly, I like Clocktower because, like I said, it favors a lot of strategy. It favors people who are sure of themselves about what they want to do, but it also favors, you know, those individual players that can make those superstar plays, that can make the right decision at the drop of a hat, and then kind of going into training grounds, escalation, and this is going to be one hard series for Fury 1 overall. Looking at it, it doesn't matter if we play the first 3 maps, the last 3 maps, the middle 3 maps. This has Pioneers written all over it.
It's got Pioneers written all over it, and especially in maps 2 and 4, as that is their map pick. And Jacob, I really think, you know, you've said that it's got Pioneers written all over it, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the onus on you. I want it on your shoulders, man. I want to go straight into predictions. I want to know who you're taking in this matchup.
I mean, I feel like I might have already said it too early, and sometimes when I'm looking at the picks and bans, I tend to do that. I said it doesn't matter. It's the first 3, the last 3, 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 4. It can be 6, 7, 8. It can be whatever kind of combination of 3 maps that you want. The Pioneers are going to take it. They're going to take the lunch money. They're going to take the dinner. They're going to take your Christmas presents. So you better watch out. And you better not shout, because the Acells is coming to town.
My man is coming to town. My man might be wearing a red suit because it's going to be covered in blood. I'll tell you that much by the end of this matchup. I'm gonna have a special request right here. Indulge me for a moment.
You do special
Voice of God. Can I get this as a solo cam real quick?
Uh-oh.
I said after last major, I told all of our broadcast, I told all of our talent, and Taylor might have called it out last night. I'm not sure if he got it in on broadcast. I might not have gotten my picks in, but I still won 1 game. And that's because I told Goalie, it don't matter who they're playing. It don't matter when, where, or how they playing. I'm picking the Pioneers every time they roll out of spawn. Going to the major, beat them in the grand finals. Until somebody does that, I'm picking the Pioneers. I don't care if they play the best of the best. I don't care if they play the best of the rest. It don't matter who it is. Bring your mama. They gonna embarrass you in front of her. You bring your daddy. He gonna be disappointed he ever had you. Either. You bring your grandmama and she gonna cry because she thought you was so good. And the Pioneers, they gonna prove her wrong. They gonna win every single matchup, and I'm gonna pick them to win every single matchup because they too dang good. Now tell me who chat picking, because if they don't pick the Pioneers,
oh my God,
I'm losing. There we go. Get it. Got all horses. All the horses.
How does anybody sitting next to you be expected to even hold a straight face? How?
I don't know.
I'm
not
care.
asking.
You have to be a brick wall in order to just hold a straight face. Because right now, I'm just listening. I'm like, Colin is just going off right now. Because honestly, you need to be that hype up man. 10% from any one of these organizations that need Colin to hype up your squad. Because you'll get your money back if he don't get you a victory with that speech.
I just want people to want to run through walls after I talk about how they're going to beat somebody down so bad. That's all I want, man. And they go into Ritual, and look, Fury 1 is no slouch on Ritual. They're not. They're good. I've watched them. I swear, oh God, I've seen them beat teams on Ritual. Ain't happening today. Wrong team, wrong time, Pioneers. It's going to be bad. Going to be ugly.
I don't know, Colin. I'm just lost. I have no idea what to say anymore. You definitely officially broke me on this one. Thank God we're going into the game, because I can only imagine what you're about to kind of lay on the line with us is Acells. You know, he likes to lead. He likes to be that charge player, getting in your face and out before you know it. Counter flash, just the nick of time, did not allow Fury 1, and he gets the down over the top. Him and Xysho, a great 1-2 punch to really lead the charge for the Pioneers, but a quick revive from Fury 1. They're not going down without a fight. Nobody really gaining that position just yet, but I think with Xysho going over the top, more downs coming through, this could be the first blood of the game.
Could very well. You see Acells shot to the front at that position where the torque does spawn. Gonna get those downs, and I mean, just continuing to put out pressure. Fury 1 tries to scramble away from the hill and doesn't find anything.
Guys are trying to overextend. You can kind of see, even though there's a lot of time left on the map, Fury 1 needs to figure out a way to hold on to that spawn point, not let that go to the wayside of Pioneers, while simultaneously trying to contest what would be looked at as a little bit of dead time. Less than 30 seconds left. Everything going in the way of Pioneers. That's why you got to look at this next player that spawns up for the Pioneers. He's just going to beeline it for the next hill. That's Bronny.
Yeah, no reason to stay here. You can see them fighting over it one last time. Hndles active there, forces that player off the cubby. Now Acells gets a second there. Hndles tries to up A into one, but you know, Aimboot will get that kill. That is him, ladies and gentlemen. And with a secondary player to his right, they will finally kill Acells, but the Pioneers are already in the next hill with at least 2 players, but they need to fan out here, find the easy kill, because it looks like Fury 1 is going to fly at that hill.
Yeah, him and Bronny, they got the spawn back there, but they split up. That's when you got to try to wolf pack together. Both of them are going to fall. That's going to lead up to Acells and Xysho to continue to try to interrupt this fight. It is going to be 3v2 for a few seconds. Bronny trying to be that flank player. Great shots on the Ventry, but nobody is engaging. But the down's going to come through regardless. Everybody's forced to revive, so this is going to be a full-on team fight with all 8 members, all from each team. Xysho is going to go down, but the first blood's going to go in way of the Pioneers, which gets counteracted by Fury 1. Back and forth we go. Hndles cementing himself a couple of eliminations, and everything is going away. Pioneers once more. The last player left is going to be Aimboot, who finds a way to get an elimination onto Hndles, but his run comes to an end as Pioneers get control of the hill yet again.
Looking for another rotation here. You can see all of Fury 1 coming off of that spawn. 2 players playing toward that torque. 2 players playing up toward, now a 3rd player playing up toward the hill. Flashbangs in. Bronny backs out the backside of the hill. They're going to go for the damaging shots here. Pushes back in. Sees that player in the cubby. Gets a lot of damage out. Acells, though, will get killed off or get a kill there for the meat shield, and they will continue to hold on. And Xysho with the torque bow already rotating to next.
Yep, 4 bows left in the quiver. This is with that first one, but still many chances to affect this next hill, but you see how they're not getting over aggressive. They saw they got the spawn point. That information is crucial, and this is where they're going to try to take their time, try to play that team game, slowly rotate on over, mix that with splash damage. The Xysho figures out a way to get one on the last move, giving themselves a 4v3 advantage and keep it going as Acells gets drop. Hndles evening that one up yet again, but Ventry is doing a good job here of holding that spawn point at the top side of the map. That's going to make it to matter how many times Fury 1 loses a member. It's not going to be long before he's back into the action.
No escape.
Now looking for another kill there. Xysho will find one with a torque shot around the cubby. Won't be able to get that one. Last will be at that backside, at that square. He's going to go down. Xysho here, 2nd shot in, gets the kill. Beautiful cleanup as well. Up over the 100-point marker first for the side of the Pioneers. They've got 3 players playing the front line of defense here, and they're actually preventing the close respawn. So now it looks like Fury 1 has to push down this angle, which is an incredibly hard position to stand in because you have to come straight down a small hallway, and it's easy to get double shot onto.
Toxiq just forced back. Luckily for him, his teammates were there, ready to get that revive. Flashes from both teams, trying to disrupt both that offensive push and the defense that Pioneers have held intact for so long. There's going to be a trade for now. Aimboot's trying to lead it in his favor, but revives back and forth. Ventry gets a flank, but this is that chaos we're talking about. And the Pioneers, they thrive in that chaos. So even though Fury 1 was able to get the eliminations and the scrap time, the reward goes over to Pioneers. So they're going to have that positioning at the top side of the map. First grit dibs on those frag grenades and the outward positioning to try to bait them in.
See if the bait comes through as it's 131 to 44. 2 shots in on the players. Still left last hill on the Pioneers. And Toxiq will be up top. Big shot over the top onto Hndles. Gets the headshot there. 2 players rotating in for the Pioneers. Might have 3 here. Beautiful pick there by Aimboot. That's a huge ice-breaking kill as they push into the next hill. Second shot won't be able to find anybody. Bronny goes down. But the revive is there. First nade out. Second nade as well. Here comes Aimboot trying to pressure in with a teammate to his right. Last will get that kill. And now they have one more player to worry about. Hndles pushing up to the backside, finds 1 kill, finds a second! Hndles with a gigantic double kill, allowing his team to have a numbers advantage. It's gonna be 3v2.
Yep, the only thing right now Aimboot can do is try to buy time with the torque bows. Great splash damage there, but the time he's bought is out the window. Great shots, back A to keep it going. Back A after back A. When in doubt, back A it out. That gets you a double. Fury Toxiq is gonna go down, but Aimboot's still alive. The driving force, the heart of the team. He does it yet again. Him and last move work together to get that triple for Fury 1 overall. But the score is more than doubled up, so they have so much more pressure to put on the Pioneers, and I don't think they've stopped their momentum just yet, so they have their work cut out for them.
Looking like they're having an incredible time here as they start to come back into this. They're going to continue to pressure out. Only trash time left on the hill. And I think they're okay with losing that out. They're only going to give it up to maybe 160, 170. One player, Ventry, will already be there. You talked about him being a position player for the side of Fury 1, and he is in the position, the correct position, to play that early front line of defense for his squad, as 3 out of the 4 players would be here soon. See the Lancer fire out. The smoke from Xysho is in. Now looking for the extra flashes out to stop the players from pushing in with the big body shots. There's a second flash, keeping players stunned out for quite a while. Bronny will have to be able to back up for just a moment. Big body shot there by Xysho. Second one comes through. They're getting downs, but are not able to get any real shots or any real kills here. So a good standstill by Fury 1 to hold on to this hill.
Yeah, perfect standstill and a perfect moment as well, because you got to imagine if you're at Fury 1 and you see the Pioneers eclipse that 200-point mark, that's a scary sight. You have the defending champions in full control of the matchup, so better late than never there in that exchange. As KCP not wasting any time. Torque bow, smoke, splashes, everything getting tossed towards the backside. Xysho connects with a little bit of splash damage as well, as the bait and switch between Bronny and Acells is going to hold strong. They get themselves a couple of eliminations. Ventry is going to be the one getting eliminations for his team, but only so much one player can do. As Toxiq's able to get 1, he goes down. Aimboot goes ahead and gets it down onto 1, but unable to get that elimination as Pioneers try after try, break through the defense of Fury 1 to not only get that spawn point, but get control of the actual hill.
Looking for the next one here. As you can see, shots out from Xysho, continuing to hold on to this the last 20 seconds. That'll get them up to the 200-point marker if they hold on to every single position of it. Acells with a big kill there will continue to help his teammate rotate back toward the next hill. As you can see, 2 players from Fury 1 already rotating off. One at the back side of that cubby, one to the front side. Bronny with a shot toward the front. Now Aimboot rotates in. Big body shot onto him. He goes down. Now Bronny pressures out toward Toxiq. Big body shot onto Bronny. He needs 1 more to get the kill, and he does get the cleanup.
I thought for a second he just downed himself, but there's no way that could be possible with a shock and his Ventry trying to go ahead and end Hndles run. But oh my God, Kansas City Pioneers taking a page out of a Vexy's playbook and being guardian angels for one another and not letting any elimination, because you got to imagine getting that revive is a hell of a lot quicker than letting your teammate come off a respawn.
Oh, without a doubt, and it puts you in a better position because 2 shotguns are always better than 1. Now looking to get these next set of kills. They're up over the 200-point threshold, and they are on the hill, and they're playing perfect defense. They've got the players of Fury 1 spread across the map. Fury 1 much better in the wolf pack than they are in single shot fights. Now the flash comes out. Bronny trying to get a kill there. Won't be able to get 1. Back A out on the first one. Second shot gets the down. Revive comes through, but he will get a trade out. Now Hndles bouncing around, trying to get 1 more. Won't be able to get that trade, and it looks like the hill will be won momentarily by Pioneers as they win the 2v2 on this side of the map, but it'll be up to Fury 1 to fight back into this position. And this is a lot of points going over to the Pioneers, making it that much harder.
Yeah, you got to look at the spots. The information is so crucial here, but there's only 2 players currently from the Pioneers in the hill getting together. Just 20 seconds of scrap time. So honestly, this is a win for the Pioneers, even if they don't get any of these eliminations, because you're holding 2 players from making any offensive moves from happening, and even getting another save onto Xysho, plus those 2 eliminations. Aimboot goes down, so far down right now. You better put him 6 feet deep as you talk about them on that graveyard shift, digging those graves that they're slowly but surely placing these Fury members in one after another.
Now looking for an extra rotation here. Hndles will get a big, easy call out if anybody goes down with those frag grenades in hand. Bronny's going to go down to multiple members. First frag to the stairwell will push players into their cover, and Hndles gets shot out over the top. Now it looks like into the hill. It'll be Fury 1. This is an incredibly good retake, and they really need it. Down 270 to 101. Acells is looking to maybe get a second kill. Won't be able to get it. 3 players for the Pioneers alive against the 4 players of Fury 1. 2 of them still already guarding this hill.
Every 1 point the Pioneers get, Fury 1 needs an average of over 7. So it's going to be one hard fight, especially with the hill being contested right now. And it has to go ahead and eliminate them and get the rest of the scrap time to start their comeback campaign. But it's not going to be easy. All 4 members of the Pioneers are spread out equally, trying to have those 2 players of Acells and Bronny trying to be the flex. Bait and switch comes in. Aimboot goes down. 33 seconds left, up for grabs, which is more than enough for Pioneers to get the victory.
Pioneers looking to try to get it right here, right now on this first altar hill before even rotating over to P2. They need to get control of this hill, though, and now they no longer have that amount of time, so it will go at least 1 more hill. No matter what happens here, even if the Pioneers hold it for the rest of the time, it will go back over to P2 as we have reset the hills. Started back over from RIP. And it looks like the Pioneers are going to set up early over there, which I do believe is the correct call. Go ahead and let them have the rest of this trash time and set up early on the next hill and play a good set of defense for 1, maybe 2 waves before you have to go down.
Even though they needed to kind of rotate on over, they realized the player was out of position. They made the call, the audible. They got that elimination. But Xysho going down at that time, it kind of gives up that man advantage. That's going to allow Fury 1 for a few seconds to have a 4v3. As you see the outward spawn coming through from Xysho. Information being gathered, trying to connect one onto Hndles, switches targets back and forth. Xysho finally gets spotted out. And look at the players of Fury 1 dropping while the score of Pioneers is being racked up. And the last member alive is going to be Aimboot. He needs a miracle, and he's going to get denied before the pearly gates as the Pioneers looking to close out map number 1 with one last attempt from Fury 1, and it has to come through perfect as last one gets dropped. Eon short before even being able to touch the hill. Nobody is going to get a taste of that one as Pioneers taste that sweet, sweet victory of game 1.
And I knew the Pioneers were going to come out firing on all cylinders, but they were fantastic in this one to the degree that Fury 1, you said it at one point, I believe you said it was 7 points to every, or they had to get 7 points to every 1 point of the Pioneers, and that is just tough sledding. There's just no 2 ways to cut that. That is damn near too much to overcome in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah, the biggest thing to kind of look at, even though that scoreboard was so quick, is the amount of downs, the amount of assists that the Pioneers had on the hand. And to me, even though they're leaving these players down, that can get credited as eliminations. But the biggest point is they are not going in expecting any fight to be had as a solo. You see how many times I pointed out that they're being heroes for one another. They have each other's back like a butt crack. Shout out Dizzy Wallen. I know you'd love that one. And that's what makes the Pioneers so great.
And it does really, and you told it in our first matchup that the Pioneers is that team that's going to give themselves secondary and tertiary chances at fights because they're going to keep getting those revives, and they're going to stay in fights long enough, especially with Lancers or Snubs out, to give them an advantage. And you'll see it in this highlight reel. How many times did we see a second, maybe even a third member of the Pioneers just close enough to a fight to maybe manipulate it in their favor just with 1 extra bullet?
And what I like is you see throughout the course of the game, you might see them in these replays here, is there's a certain flow of the game. You know as well as I do, if you get eliminated at a certain time, you should make a rotation over for the most part. And I say for the most part too, is because the Pioneers do a good job of finding those audible style kills when you're supposed to make the rotation. They spot somebody out of position, and then multiple players have that same idea in mind to kind of converge, get that elimination, and then continue on with that rotation, which is why they usually always have a man advantage to begin some of these hills.
And really, I think the only 2 hills that, in my opinion, even had an opportunity to really pay dividends for Fury 1 is Fury 1 early rotated. And I mean, early to the point where there was probably 20 seconds left, and then we're able to set up and really play good defense, especially if the Pioneers had been alive for a while and didn't have utilities to use in those situations, didn't have the chance to throw a secondary set of flashes at them, and could really play defense with everything in their arsenal.
Yes, the moments right there. It wasn't even Acells who got the down. That was Xysho, a third player in that fight. And that's what I'm saying. They just know how to help each other. That's exactly what we saw out of that Rise game. I hope they can continue to replicate it because these guys, they win championships by doing that. Even though they're winning this Pro League matchup 1-0 so far, that's how they've won so many of their championships. And Colin, it's been through different rosters, so they have the formula down packed.
The formula is there without a doubt. They are not giving away the secret to the sauce as well, which is the frightening thing for a lot of these squads because the Pioneers, they are in dominant positions every single time they roll out of spawn. They never give up any opportunity to dominate their competition, and they are continuing to do that here and now. They're against Fury 1, going into a map 2, going into an execution, and while I believe the Pioneers did have a little bit more of a struggle with this matchup or with this style of game and execution, they still, when it came major time, found a way to win it time in and time out, and it was just never really in contestation against anybody. They always looked good. They always put up a good fight. They came out with either wins or the fights were so close it was 6-5, 6-4. They were never really dominated, even in an execution.
Yeah, that's one thing is, even though I feel like, I agree with you, but I feel like, the great teams, but also some of those lower ranked teams when it comes to execution have a fighting chance against this Pioneer squad. So one of the things I'm be looking for, not only in this matchup, but overall this season, is to up their execution game. Make it as strong as their controls. Make it strong just like a lot of their objective style games.
It'll be Clocktower, so this will definitely be an interesting one to see how they manipulate the fights on this one with the way that in that last fight, with the setup, with the extra ability to play those utility fights, Fury 1 was able to get some of those kills early, able to get some of those downs early. So we come off of spawn here with the Pioneers versus Fury 1. Map number 2. Everybody going up to the top of the map now. 4v4 up here. Nobody going for the nades off of Rip. We will see Lancer fire out, stopping Xysho from an attempted pick there at the long shot. But the answer back from Bronny on that spot is just picture perfect to get it down and get a kill.
Yeah, to kind of start that one off, you see Toxiq. Too many targets, couldn't really focus on one to make the decision. Now last move, somehow they turned it around. 2v1 and last move gets the final elim onto Xysho. And they win that first round, and that's really how you set the tone, and that's what you have to do against our top teams here in our Pro League. You have to win big, you have to win early, because that potential for comeback will always be there, especially from our defending champs.
Without a doubt, no two ways about it. I really think
that's how it happened.
Yeah, buddy. Now last, just see it in this replay, just bouncing around the pillar, putting himself in a position to win that fight. Even with the answer from Bronny, that's what you need to see out of these teams, is the fight back every single round is just impeccable. You got to come away with those if you want to win against the Pioneers. Body shot out from Xysho. Looking for a headshot, looking for somebody to maybe switch weapon shoulders, maybe get a quick shot in. Won't be able to get that though. He has to back on up. He is full red. Doesn't go down though.
Ventry did go down, but he went down low to grab those frag grenades, bringing them back towards the top side in the host spot. He choose disastrous, but Acells somehow gets it down. This is where he has to go ahead and use those perfection. Pressure towards the outside. Fury 1. He's going to lose a couple members. Ventry last. Aimboot all going down, and Toxiq soon to follow. A great round number 1 by Fury 1. Going to be answered back by a fantastic round by the Pioneers.
That's what the Pioneers want. They want to be able to apply that pressure in multiple ways. They want to make you make those mistakes, and they get it to go in this round. They do tie it up 1-1, as you said. You can see Xysho just holding on to that angle and then gets the call out that somebody's pressuring him and, just pulls up. That's exactly what you got to do. Be able to catch that player coming across that back pillar to get that ice-breaking kill.
Yeah, you got to imagine seconds, Colin. That was the difference between him being able to react to that and him possibly going down, giving up a full angle sniper, but a full flank coming out from Hndles. It makes me wonder, did they see it coming? They are late to get off the line. Hndles trying to put shots. The defense is there. Reinforcements as well. They're going to clean up 3 straight eliminations from Fury 1 as Hndles, even though he didn't get an elim himself until then, he made such an impactful play.
And what you're going to see out of Hndles is the way that he's able to help his teammates in the later portions of that round. The extra rotation is just picture perfect for them. They get that to go, and Hndles is just able to get those shots. The damage. Take a look at this. If you can bring the scoreboard back up right before we roll out of spawn, I'd appreciate it. Take a look at the differential. Ventry and Toxiq not yet over 1,000. Everybody on the side of the Pioneers already over 2K at minimum, Jacob. We just talked about how they're shooting for one another. It ain't stopping. It ain't going away.
Oh, they're doing it again. Hndles down low. I haven't seen anybody in the minimap. Finally, somebody's going to turn around in the hands of Ventry. Last move gets one onto Acells. You got to think they're looking back to back as they take out Bronny. Now Hndles stuck on Gilligan's Island without an exit other than the ending of a round as Fury tie us up at 2 rounds apiece.
2-2. Looking if they can get another kill here and get a round back in their favor. That's a good answer, and that's what they needed. Finally, Ventry Toxiq, they make it over the K marker, and they can continue to put their best foot forward in this next round if they can come away with it. Rolling out of spawn will be on board with Fury 1 this time. And I believe we got to keep an eye on what they want to do as we might have to
keep an eye on it.
Yeah, keep an eye on it. All right,
perfect
okay.
timing there.
Hey, oh, okay, all right.
Maybe it's Bronny. I haven't seen Bronny move. Maybe it was Aimboot. Maybe I'll just sit and just wait for them to come back and stop guessing. That's a good play too. From what you've seen so far, Colin, what is this match kind of showing you from our defending champions on the side of the Pioneers, but also Fury 1, who we've already seen great things from them in the last split in terms of surprising us a lot?
I think Fury 1's aggression haunted them in the major, and it's continuing to haunt them. They have yet to learn how to play the other side of the coin, and I think that's their biggest issue thus far since that major. On the other hand, the Pioneers, you saw them take a lot of fights, and I called it out during the major, and it was part of my analysis for them as a team during the major. They took a lot of fights very wager-like. They were very much just taking the fight to take it, and that's just not good. Even as good as you are, even as incredible as those 4 guys are, they cannot just take a fight a wager status, really. They've got to be together, shoot for one another. We saw them do that in the major, and that's why they come away with another first place prize, and that's what they've been doing thus far in the Pro League. I guess Jacob wants me to keep talking.
No, I'm just assessing it all because honestly, you're not too wrong. And I'm kind of going back to one of the first things you said about Fury 1's over aggression in the major cost them, and it's costing them now. I gotta agree because it almost reminds me of that. I think it was an Elevate roster that had adverts in it where they kind of surprised people. I think they started off 4-0, but as soon as people began to figure out their play style, they realized they were a lot more one-dimensional than they had seemed, and it kind of made themselves out to believe. And I think Fury 1 is falling into that same category. They're doing a good job when it comes to aggression and catching teams and players off guard in the early rounds when it comes to aggression, but since they don't change up their play style, it's so easy to catch on to. I think they're going to have to go and dig deeper into their bag of tricks.
I really wish that they could have like turned that into a sick beat that we could have used during commercial breaks, because even though the music has been top tier, top notch, I mean, it has been fantastic. I would just love to see if our players could figure out how to make that gong into a sick beat, all right? Put it down on the 1s and 2s. I know, come on now.
Are we back? I didn't even see him join in. He snuck in here.
Man, he's very, very sneaky, all right? He's like the butler for Mr. Deeds.
Very, very sneaky. Change your socks.
Almighty, coming up to the top of the hill here. We go to the top of Clocktower. 4v4. Flashbang early out behind Xysho. Now Toxiq tries to rotate in for the quick down. He won't be able to get it, but Xysho is full red. Acells will be downed out by Last. Now Toxiq throws another smoke out, but he's downed out by Bronny. Last will be trying to push across that host and secondary spot. He's going to get downed around the cubby corner. It looks like Bronny will be the first to be finished off. Xysho down as well. 2v4. Fury 1 looks to go up 3-2 here in this round.
Oh, looking to get sloppy there for a moment, but that was honestly the only chance that Bronny had. They backed up. They couldn't be the hero in that situation because it could have cost them their all. But at the end, it's just not going to be enough. Great offensive play by Fury 1 to catch a couple players off guard. Really got to switch it up. They smoked the back lane, right? And then they immediately cut to try to get those players off of that host spot. And they have their entirety of their team focused towards those host spots, so it was that much easier.
Again, that's what they really came. That's what they really came through for them in the control, was their chance to use utilities when the side of Pioneers didn't have any left. And in this one, we see triple Lancers onto Aimboot, and he goes down and is taken out. 4v3 now. Hndles will pick up the long shot, and I would just love to see Hndles get kills with this because I'm so used to him just bodying people in every other way, shape, and form that if he's also good with the long shot, I'm not going to just be jealous of his looks anymore, all right? I'm already jealous of his gameplay, but, like, it'll be ridiculous at this point.
I mean, he's already connecting with some body shots. You don't need the next one. You don't need the next one. Tying it up, though. Fury One still playing from the back foot, having to answer the Fury One call. But now they don't have to anymore. All tied up 3-3. Different strategies kind of going down. And a lot of these different rounds, especially from Fury One. I liked a couple of rounds ago that smoke strategy to push. But you got to imagine, if that strategy goes down again, the Pioneers will be able to kind of sniff it out. So that's why I'm still looking for Fury One to dig deeper into their bag of tricks than what we've seen so far.
Got to dig very deep to try to get a victory here if you're Fury One. 3-3. Pioneers looking to try to get another round under their belt as we see the flashes and smokes go out in this initial. Stuns left, right, and center. Xysho will get the pick onto the long shot. He's going to get back to the back pillar. Revive comes through. Hndles is there to help him out as well. So long shot once again in the hands of the side of Fury One. And now it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a challenge down low for the grenades.
Yeah, Ventry immediately went down there, and he was spotted out every step of the way. Xysho with the headshot on the last move, trying to make that cheeky angle. We're back-to-back. He hits back-to-back. Go for another one. Let him have it, guys. Give him the attempt. But no, Pioneers, they just want to let this one be a quick and easy execution map, but it's not going to be easy. They still have the lead regardless. 4-3. Pioneers, back-to-back rounds. They have the momentum on their side.
They're going to look at this replay here. Headshot by Xysho as he switches shoulders. And now one player running across the bottom tags him up. Don't be head down on my teammate like that at the back pillar. I will put you on the ground.
Big round for Fury One. Their turn to answer back. Pioneers got the call. They've answered themselves. They're ready. Xysho, nice flash towards the back lane. He's going to get spotted out. That's not going to stop him going in. Damage is there. He's going to escape without a single down. In fact, it's Toxiq who went down for that second. He's going to be the first one that goes out by the hands of Bronny.
Now we see Xysho looking to the middle here, trying to get a shot on Aimboot. Gets the body there for the down, and now they roll up for the kills. Everybody's Nasher out, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you wrap up a round. 5-3. One round away from a 2-0 lead over the side of Fury One.
Fury One, 3 straight rounds are needed in order to tie up the series 1-1. But the Pioneers, man, being defending champions, everything they've worked for, they want to cement their legacy with 2 majors left here in the books. They don't want to go down early. What about a perfect season? Definitely on the minds of some.
Coming into the round, Hndles will push up after checking for nobody at the nades, but he gets called out. Hndles will go down. Double downs onto Ventry. One more down and out will make it 3v3. As right now, Fury One has the advantage. All of the Pioneers stay back with their Lancers out, trying to add in damaging shots on anybody that pokes their head out. This is an opening for Fury One to maybe manipulate the fight, go across here to try to take over those grenades, try to maybe use those to break up the defense of the Pioneers.
That's exactly what to do. Slow and steady here to try to win this race. Send a player down low for a moment. Acells saw that he tried to match it, but he gets over aggressive. I will say, luckily, it forcing out a team kill, so it is still going to be a 2v3. Bronny's trying to put the damage there. Xysho found a way to even it up. He let the sniper go, but sometimes it's a sacrifice. You let the sniper go just so you can make a sneaky, advantageous play along with Bronny to bring this down to a 2v2.
Now we see what Aimboot is able to do. Shoulder shot through the broken out window of the car. You can see the quick little rotation in. Not going to give up that angle yet again. Xysho backside of the car. Switches out to the Lancer. Aimboot still up top. Still looking for somebody to make a mistake here. Bottom side of the map, you can see, I believe it is Bronny holding down the respawn area. Aimboot pushing down. 25 seconds to go. Another shoulder body shot, and that's the opening that Toxiq needs. He's going to push in here. Headshot in onto Xysho, and now Bronny all by his lonesome. Bronny has to try to push in, tries to go for the wiggle waggle, miss onto the sniper rifle. First shot comes through, and there it is, the down and the out. The answer back, 5-4.
One more round for Fury 1 to tie this up and bring us to a round number 11. But you got to give Aimboot credit there. Just kind of backing up, playing that slow and steady pace, knowing that no matter what, that he has to close the distance and going ahead and popping that shot onto Xysho. And you saw how quick Toxiq was to react. So even though Aimboot got the headshot, Toxiq was going to get that elim regardless.
That's enough out of you.
I think right here, what they're going to try to do is get a victory early. I think the Pioneers are going to apply some pressure here with the frag grenades. He's going to get called out. Hndles is going to try to make it to the backside of that truck. He might go down here. A couple of misses, though, do not get the down on him, and Hndles will check for the rotation. He won't go down. 3-3 now on to this top side. Now 4-4 as everybody is up here. Big frag grenade throw to the backside of the pillar. Lands into the foot of Toxiq. Won't be able to get it, but Xysho will have a free run away with the long shot. 2 kills coming through. Acells and Fury last. Now 3-3. Aimboot trying to go through the bottom of the map. Gets called out. Xysho will bounce up toward his teammate. Body shot onto Toxiq. Pulls out the Nasher. Tries to hit a big enough body shot to check him and maybe get it down, but nothing to go here. Gonna go for a reload here on the long shot as well. Looking for a kill. Bouncing in, using the bottom side of that map. Bottom side of that stairs to their advantageous position.
Oh, Ventry. I was going to say, he's a little concerning right there. Looked like he had an opportunity to make a big play, but he backs down, reunites with his team, trying to put the pressure on the Hndles, who has another frag grenade deep in the spawn. Takes out Aimboot's escape route, but doesn't get the chunk. Hndles goes down. Toxiq cleans that one up. 3v2 advantage for Fury 1 here, but the sniper is still in the hands of Xysho, who's honestly one of the most deadly sharpshooters on this Pioneers roster.
Xysho looking around. It's a 3v2. As you said, he's got Bronny with him. Bronny's holding down the other angle, the other hallway, stairwell up. 15 seconds to go before the overtime hill will spawn. You're about to see where it spawns. It's up here with the side of the Pioneers. Pioneers don't want to go to around 11. The active reload comes through. 7 seconds. Body shot in on Toxiq. Flash will come out. Misses the chunk, though, and now Bronny in a 1v3. He's going to have nothing to do except watch this hill get capped up or try to run in and get chunked out. 5-5, round 11 coming your way.
This could be a big moment for Fury 1. As honestly, the KCP struggles and execution continue. At the same time, I mean, it is Fury 1. Like I said, they do a good job of catching some teams off guard. That was a big elim onto Xysho. You guys, that one narrows it down to a 2v2, but round number 11, Colin. Fury 1, Pioneers, a 2-0 lead versus a 1-1, a big difference, and this round is going to play out.
Pushing into the next position here. Big shots on Ventry. Full red, so he can't stick his head out of that position. Xysho will push in for the long shot. Down onto Toxiq, and there's the kill. 4v3. Beautiful job by the Pioneers this time to get that early kill. Now Ventry gets body shotted. Taken down by Bronny as well. 2v4, and Pioneers well on their way to a 6-5 victory here in map 2.
Hndles taking that hose spot. He knows last moves options are done and out. Very few and very little anybody in his position could do as he's trying to take a 1v1. Great shot by Aimboot. Takes down Bronny. Still has eons to go. 3v1. Acells shuts him down. And Kansas City Pioneers will go up 2-0 and take a commanding lead over Fury 1. But that one was a doozy. It was almost too close to call for our championship defending team. But a game number 3, regardless of how this score goes. Will we see a game number 4? Find out next after this quick commercial break.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Gears Esports Pro League. Day number 2. We are in the midst of our second matchup of the night here on the main broadcast. We were treated to a side station matchup that went map 5 between United and Abuelos, but here between Fury 1 and the Pioneers, if we are going to be that lucky, it's going to take 2 big Herculean efforts out of Fury 1 as they are down 2-0 in maps, and they are staring down the barrel of a map 3 Escalation. Jacob, what can they do to come back?
Honestly, they're doing a lot of great aggressive moves. It just seems like they're just falling short in like the team aspects. A lot of the times you're seeing Kansas City Pioneers back roll. They're kind of shooting for each other. They're making sure that they don't go into any of these engagements by themselves. On the side of Fury 1, even though we are seeing glimpses of that, we're not seeing them consistently work hard to make sure that every single step is a team step, a team foot forward. So coming into this next one, Training Grounds, even though it is going to be a massive uphill battle and it's easy to get lost in the sauce, you need to figure out a way for every single one of your moves to be team oriented.
Well, let's see if they can figure that out, especially in Escalation. We've seen the Pioneers, you know, they've played around some on Escalation. They've been able to find different angles and abilities to get victories. That shot there by Xysho, that left-handed wrap, I said if this comes through and it's 2-2, this is going to get very tricky because do you pull out the Lancer and try to add damage to Bronny, allowing your teammate to come in? That was going to be, I really thought that round could have gone very differently had Xysho hit that left-handed wrap. Instead, he misses it, gets chunked out. Nonetheless, they win it 6-5 in 11 rounds. Very close, almost too close to call. This next round, though, on to Escalation Training Grounds, I have seen an incredible amount of dominance from the likes of the Pioneers on this map, especially in that first half, the home-to-home split. I mean, it's always just so well done by them. I'll be curious to see how Fury 1 tries to play it out.
What would you think is a better strategy for Fury 1, or even if it's not the better strategy for Fury 1, a map layout that's not as good for the Pioneers? Would you rather a sniper in the middle, maybe an M-bar to kind of split up the fight, or would you want a big weapon down towards you to make a chaotic team fight?
I mean, I just want us to bring back the good old, like, Fiesta, baby. Shout out one time UMG. Bring it back, baby. The boom shot, drop shot, put one at range, put one at you. Spam some emotes in chat, have a good time. I think if you split out the numbers of the Pioneers, we've seen in both control and in execution that when the Pioneers are able to play as a solidified four-man unit, it don't very well go your way. Make them either pick a fight or split them up per fight.
Okay, I like it. I like the idea because, I mean, at the end of the day, you're taking control into your own hands, fighting for the weapon that you want. Looks like Acells is doing what he can. First down on to Toxiq. They're trying to leave it there, trying to be heroes. Aimboot's going to go down. Toxiq finally cleaned up. Xysho overextending because they got that second down. So all Hndles is going to need to do here is try to touch this hill, but Ventry knows he has to press the fight, not let Hndles out of his sight, and continue to go forward and draw another one of Hndles' teammates back. As soon as he draws that second player back, he's going to do his job, but Hndles don't need no help.
Here comes Xysho, first body shot in, gets the down. Now with the help over the top from the snub, gets a ton of damage, needs one more big body shot here to maybe get this down. Bounces around, goes for a second, can't get it. Now Hndles on the prowl, he goes down. That's 3 dead for the Pioneers. This could be flipped on its head very quickly.
Yep. Still very, very early on in the game. Only really 40-plus points of separation between these two. You know they're going to get a free home hill as soon as they backtrack. But I love the idea, having that aggressive setup and continue to press forward for more. Get these eliminations, have that comfortability. Then maybe you can send a player back in order to get your hill. That plan is going to be intact. Aimboot and Toxiq, they overextend. All hills are going to be neutralized for now from the Kansas City Pioneers. Acells is going to get dropped. He's doing what he can to capture it, but that's going to be denied once more by Last. And you can see their teamwork finally falling into place, have their eyes set onto Bronny at the overextension, but it's going to be up to Toxiq if he wants to stay or go.
What they can do here is Last will push down the stairs and maybe try their hand at this overextension where they pull back. Bronny with the Lancer out will get shots on the Last, but not enough to really challenge him out of that position. And they're going to back up with a 2-to-1 hill advantage here, and you're going to see it looks like the side of the Pioneers are going to push through the overlook. One player goes up to the top, 2 down low, pressuring out multiple players. And this is, in my opinion, the part of Training Grounds that gets a little sticky is how much you can back roll, how much you can play defense on this map. Flash grenade out. Aimboot will hop over the top. He goes down, but I believe there's a teammate nearest him is Last, and another teammate up top will have his back. 4v3 on the map right now.
Toxiq continues to try to fall back more and more, but now his back's up against the wall, forced to rotate on out, but this could be a blessing in disguise because now he's rotating to try to disrupt things on the other side of the map, but will he outlast that triple cap domination? No, he will not! Kansas City Pioneers escape with another round, and it's going to be our first round in map number 3, Colin. That's really setting the tone and the pace. That's got to be a deflator on the side of Fury 1.
See what they can do here, because Fury 1 did have control over that map. They dropped one player, and then it was just the waterfall effect. They just absolutely overwhelmed them in so many different shape, forms, and fashions. First round in the books in favor of the Pioneers. You know the Pioneers are going to drop down that Boltok. They're going to start toward a retro or an incendiary at the U-Hill. Fury 1, I think they're going to have at least enough faith or enough confidence to maybe try to hold on to a round or two here. Maybe just put a Boltok down of their own, and that's exactly what they do. I don't believe they were but so foolish to maybe try to change the fight up. I think it's a good idea for now. If you lose this next round, that's when you really got to have a legitimate discussion about putting something down.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Giving yourself a chance to kind of play yourselves out of it, especially if you feel such confidence over that last round. Maybe one mistake, one adjustment, really making that difference. As Aimboot, kind of the aggressor of the squad, 0-3 with 2 assists so far, gets over aggressive. Luckily though, Toxiq is there to try to even it up. Back-to-back revives. Lats, Toxiq, everybody gonna get dropped, including Aimboot. So 4 players, or I should say 3 players down and out. Pressure's on Ventry here, but he's done a good job at the start of this game on his own to be able to capture the hill and buy some time. But how much time it's going to end as Ventry goes down? Hndles solidifies that elimination. 2 players are trying to lock down the hill. It comes at the hands of Aimboot needing a decap, which he's going to get denied as Pioneers go back-to-back rounds here.
Back-to-back rounds, 3 rounds away from a 3-0 victory. And this could be very well the end of the run and the end of the road for Fury 1 in this map, because it seems like they cannot get a handle over anybody on the side of the Pioneers. Retro Lancer dropped down by the Pioneers. There it is. I figured after that second round loss, especially the way it came, you've got to start debating whether or not you're going to put down something powerful and try to split the fight up, try to make the Pioneers second guess their first fight.
See, my question is going to be answered. They want to kind of split it out just a little bit. A sniper is going to be placed in towards the middle, creating a little bit of a 1-2-1 for most, as the Evan's going to play a drastic role. Bronny goes and gets it down. Hndles is going to clean that one up. Onto Aimboot, all the position going over. Ventry's doing what he can to get the hill, which shows exactly what happened. One player out of the fight in Ventry going for the hills instead of the kills.
Honest to God, Hndles with the long shot in the middle of the map, can rotate around wherever he's needed. A little bit of pressure being put out onto Acells. He's in a 2v1. Hndles will get the first mark. 1 player up top, Toxiq. He's gonna get called out, drops a flash at his feet, but gets taken down with 2 big body shots. Now Hndles will press up, back A out to help his teammate. Even 3 pellets was enough to really give him a chance to go for the down. Yo, Aimboot there with a Boltok put out a ton of damage, but it did not sway Acells in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is a triple cap domination coming right down. Oh, my man said back up. It's my C-Hill.
The way it almost looked, the way he was taking those Boltok shots, he Kirby'd them right back at him. He just like sucked him in and just shot him right back at him, like Jim Carrey in The Mask.
Jacob, I gotta ask you, man. Since you've now taken part in it, what is your favorite type of cake?
That's a good one. I like ice cream cake, to be honest.
I ain't got a problem with that. My wife loves if you go to, like, for her birthday, she actually really likes those it's like a Dairy Queen ice cream cake with like crunchies or something. It's like hardened pieces of chocolate or whatever.
Did you try real quick, because we're about to get in? Did you ever go to Dairy Queen and get the drumstick blizzard?
Yeah,
I need people to help me get that one back. That's my favorite one.
You gotta bring that one back.
I need help.
Yo, you gotta start the GoFundMe. Gotta start the GoFundMe right now. The change.org, whatever it may be. Join up and help Jacob MVPR get the drumstick blizzard back. Flashbangs out, and Aimboot will go down to a blizzard of bullets from the side of the Pioneers. And now Bronny trying to bounce out of there. He is tagged up. He will be marked out. Acells tries to take over the back of the U, but he got body checked big time. Back A, couldn't get the kill on the secondary shot. Big headshot by Bronny. Shuts one down. Look for a second here. It's going to be last in front of him. Did he get this kill? Sees him rotate to the top. Gets a second. Bronny, back-to-back headshots. He's looking for 3. Don't open the door, because he wants more. My man ain't walking in. He's striding in. That man long-legged as can be.
He picked it up. He said, yo, I got my own drumstick. He's beaten to the march of his own drum here. Back-to-back headshots. And because of that high ground, all these players are going to get spotted out well before they get in position for this push. Already one's going to be down. Quickly revive back up. But look at the damage. Bronny with the drumstick connects yet again onto Toxiq. Every opportunity is going to be denied. So even though they're backtracking out of this position, Colin, there's no weapon over there. There's no hill. So Fury 1, they got nothing.
Hey, yo, is the drumstick the new name for the long shot?
I'm so down.
Yo, drumstick with a body shot gets the down. Now Bronny pushing in to that mid-U fight. Look at the team revives coming out, ringing true and coming through. Pioneers are stuck between a rock and a hard place. The double bounce, a little opening here, but he runs right through on the miss slide. The miss roll will get him down and out. And Fury looks like Aimboot has to be very careful here. 2 body shots, needs one more hit on the Bronny, but Bronny outmaneuvers him yet again. My man looking oh so fine, like he was aged wine. He's coming through for his squad. My man is just impeccable, whether it be in his taste of fat. Hey, yo, Hoffman ain't that skinny. Ain't no way Hoffman that skinny. My man got big shoulders.
Bro, Acells is literally laughing so hard after a play like that. You gotta imagine Praise smiling ear to ear. And Praise would have such a loud laugh if he did that on land in your face, really making you not only feel the pressure of, hey, I made a mistake, but he's making you feel it outside of game with what he does to you. Shout out Praise one time. The memories that Gears Esports has brought us all.
Without a doubt, no two ways to slice that cake. I'll tell you that much. Gears has brought us all so much happiness, so many memories over the years, so many great moments, so many big players, so many great defining situations. Bronny can have his pick of the litter if he'd like it. And they're just going to place the Boltok. No need for them to get crazy. They've won the long shot every round. They've got the incendiary. Not a single thing has gone wrong for them thus far.
Only weapon on the map is going to be the drumstick. Incendiaries towards the outside. The KCP, honestly, they're playing exactly what they want to do. They don't have to switch up any weapons. 4-0. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Ain't broken. They're not going to fix it. Last will get a big body shot there, but the downs are coming through. Bronny is down, but he ain't going to go down. Hndles is going to be right there for the respawn, the revive. Incendiary gets a second one. 2v4 on the map right now. Acells will get tagged up a little bit. Bronny comes in for the reaction shot, drumstick shot.
I'm the next best thing.
Oh, God, man.
He could have down him again. He got down him again. He switched. He switched off the long shot. Hey, yo, Hndles. My man, he's trying to make it even. That's all. Hndles is trying to make it even. He's trying to even the odds up.
I hope they saw him there. I hope they saw him there at the very minimum right now. I see Toxiq getting spotted out. They see him. They have to at least know after, especially him swinging a shotgun out wide. But even if they know he's there, Colin, you know as well as I do, that's still a hard push to make, especially when you have 2 different Lancers, Xysho and Acells. You could throw in a Boltok into the mix, pistols, everything going right. And Hndles say, you ain't gonna push me, boy. I'm gonna push you.
Oh my God, my man is swinging his weight around right now. My man's got a limp because he's got one leg bigger than the other. He's just throwing it at people, putting boots to necks. He's Bronny on the flank. Bronny on the flank. 2 shots in. 1 more to go. It's going to be through and true. 1 more player to kill. He's going to have to worry about 1 player coming off a respawn. Aimboot all the way across the map. We'll be in a 2v1 here momentarily. It'll be in a 1v1. Oh my God. Yo, what am I? Yo, I told you the Pioneers. They're just too good. They're just too good.
What'd you say, Colin? I didn't hear you.
They're just too good.
5-0. You talk about really cementing yourself. Not only did they take the early portions of the game to make sure they had it under wraps, they had fun at the tail end doing exactly anything that they wanted. You saw Hndles trying to take down Bronny, trying to take the sniper out of his hand so he can have some fun. Everybody deserves a piece of that pie, Colin. But the Pioneers 3-0, making short work of this match.
I mean, without a doubt, they made it short, sweet, and absolutely picture perfect for them. You can see the lights glowing yellow. Shout out one time to Pioneers with that beautiful gold trim on that big stallion, baby. And that's what they are right now. They're 4 stallions. Them horses are just running wild on Gears Esports, and they ain't slowing down. They putting hooves in people's backs. They're trampling all over them. It don't matter whether it's for all the marbles or none of the marbles, or it's just a random Wednesday night. All 4 of them come out of spawn and they're feeling it. All you gonna feel is pain.
That's the thing. Colin, how do you beat this Pioneer squad? Is it something you do in game? Is it something you do mentally? Do you have to fight fire with fire? Do you outstrat or out-rotate them?
Jacob, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna let you in on a secret.
You say just 2 words, I'm gonna be mad. Go ahead.
All right, let me ask you before I say this what you think I'm gonna say.
I feel like we're on the same page, bro. 2 peas in a pod.
What do you think I'm gonna say?
And you're just gonna say you don't.
You don't beat him. I told Fallout and I did that show match for the Pittsburgh Knights, and Fallout said, Colin, 1 game of Gears 5 to win for your life. For your life on the line. You die if you lose 1 game. What 4 players are you going to have roll out of spawn? I said, I'm just calling the Pioneers and telling them, whatever I got to pay you to keep me alive, do it. I will write the check right now. I will get you your money if you keep me alive. He was like, you couldn't build a super team to beat him. I said, ain't nobody beating this squad. You ain't beating Hndles. You ain't beating Acells. You ain't beating Xysho. You ain't beating Bronny. You might beat him in Pro League. You might beat him on the E-Days. But with money on the line, when you put the big boy pants on, when you gotta put up or shut up, all they do is staple mouths closed. Cause all that chatter don't mean nothing in the face of these 4 dudes. They are too unbelievably good at this game. It's why I told Fallout, I'll tell you, I'll tell everybody, put me on a mound, give me a soapbox. You got 1 game of Gears 5 to win for your life. I'm just calling the Pioneers. I'm calling them 4.
Is that the rest of the season? Or are you going to take a breather during the major?
But forever.
Are you going to repick during?
Forever. If it's Gears 5 4v4, I'm calling them 4 dudes. I'm calling them. Period, point blank.
Scaring me, Colin. You're into a different animal right now. Stallion. So look at the mic can get. First it was the laptop. Now it's the mic. If you're in front of Colin, you're probably getting tossed. You're getting hit. Oh gosh, man! I could just imagine like holes all over Colin's walls in his house where the laptop was at.
So mad. I'm sweating over here. I'm so mad. Woo! It gets me up, man. It gets me up. But what keeps me up are some of the hype matches we got going on, and we got 1 more here on the main broadcast for you all tonight. It's gonna be the Pittsburgh Knights versus Team Xysho. Don't go anywhere.